the first 2 games of the preseason?
Yeah, Sean, I mean, I'd say anytime you can start well, obviously 2 games in a row doing that, it's not necessarily something that we're preaching and emphasizing. The fact that our guys are coming out and just doing that, that speaks to us playing a full 48 minutes. So our guys coming out and setting a tone on the offensive end, but a lot of that's ignited by our commitment to the defensive end. Thought there was a lot of improvement tonight, but getting that production early in that first quarter just sets you up to continue to hopefully build momentum. And obviously we had a pretty big lead there throughout, but I was really, pleased with how our guys especially responded in that third quarter, knowing that the Hornets were going to come out. They got into us more physical. They made some shots early, but our guys just had an ability to respond. And those early starts definitely helped build that momentum.
Drew Hill.
Taylor, how encouraging is it that Dez and Melt are both playing so great, in the first 2 preseason games?
Yeah, Drew. I mean, I think those guys have put a lot of work in this offseason, and it's showing right now. I mean, those guys have just gained a lot of confidence. They understand where they can make an impact on both sides of the floor. The things that we're challenging each one of those guys to embrace, both offensively and defensively. Obviously, they're scoring the ball well, they're shooting the ball well, but, their attention to detail on the defense is something we keep hitting them with. Just very pleased with the progress they're making here, early in camp, early in the preseason. And, that just kind of speaks to the reliance of our depth. The more that we have guys that can go out there and make an impact every single night, is super important for us. So it's great to see those guys playing really well and really proud of them.
You talked about them making it hard on you because of the competition, I guess, but friendly competition between the 2 of them. Is it getting hard at this point through 2 games?
Yeah, I want it to be hard. We still got a lot more games left, and whether there's some kind of separation that plays itself out, I hope those guys are playing well and there's really no separation. And I have to make a decision on, how to start games, what our starting lineup is, who's going to come off the bench, and both those guys and anybody on the lineup on the roster knows that wherever they're coming in, whether they're starter coming off the bench, they present a big importance to us to just go out there and make an impact. So hopefully it's not an easy decision, because that means those guys are playing really well.
Evan Barnes.
Taylor, through 2 games, we've seen Steven just kind of not just get his rebounds and be a force in the middle, but he's also doing a lot of, stuff at the top of the key, dribble handoffs. What have you seen so far with those 2 games about how he's able to initiate the offense along with Ja up there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so proud of what Steven's done. I mean, he's learning a new system. He's, learning new teammates. He's learning new coaches, terminology. But he's playing to his strengths. Obviously, he's doing a phenomenal job defensively on the boards, being a paint rim protector for us. But then offensively, as you said, with his playmaking, I think a lot of it is also his ability to just get out and run the floor. He's collapsing the defense. Sometimes he's getting scoring opportunities, outrunning the defense. Sometimes he's just running hard and setting up his teammates. They're getting open driving lanes and threes because of how hard he runs. And then just to have a guy, as I said before the game, that can set great screens, free his teammates up. And then you're starting to see just chemistry, with him and other guys, how they cut and move around him. He's going to find them. So I got, a number of guys were beneficiaries of his playmaking tonight. So that's a long list right there. He keeps doing that. That's why he's an important piece and an impactful play for us.
Brandon Abraham.
Hey, Taylor, kind of sticking with Steven there. He's kind of playing higher up on defense compared to where Jonas played the last couple of seasons. Assuming that's by design, how pleased are you with that so far in the 2 games? And do you think that just kind of unlocks another level for the team's defense?
Yeah, we did a number of things last year with our bigs and, being up, being back. I think with his – at the end of the day, it's just playing to his strengths. I think he's had a comfort zone being up. That's something that as a team, we started doing later in the season, being up a little bit higher and pick and rolls, and it's a strength of his. So trying to, make sure he's in a comfort zone. And, there's some nuances I won't get into about, what we're trying to accomplish in a lot of those pick and roll actions. But I think he's doing a great job. His mobility, his versatility, we're sprinkling some times where he's got to switch out on the guys and guard on the perimeter one-on-one. So been very pleased, want to put these guys in these preseason games in a lot of different situations to see where their comfort zone is, where they're having success. So hopefully we have a good idea going into the regular season, what are the best coverages for our guys.
Last question, Megan Triplett.
Coach, so Jaren Jackson Jr., you said on Tuesday that it was imperative to have him at the start of the season. What have you seen from him in these 2 games, particularly tonight, with getting more minutes in and finishing with 16 points?
Yeah, I mean, this is back-to-back nights where I think he's just playing really well. He's playing with a lot of confidence. I think, him playing at the 4, playing at the 5, we're using him in different situations, getting him comfortable in different positions. I think he's doing a great job gravitating to knowing what he's got to do. But then defensively, we talked after the first game, and I'll echo that again, just his paint presence. He's been blocking shots, altering shots, his rebounding 2 games in a row is a big emphasis. He's embracing that. And, with him on the floor, sometimes we're switching a lot. Want to see him guard perimeter, similar like what I talked about with Steven. I think he's doing a really good job, just getting his game legs underneath him. But he's making strides one game at a time. Confidence on offense, confidence on defense, productivity on offense and defense. So my challenge to him and the team is just keep getting better, but very pleased where Jaren's starting right now. And I know he's only going to get better moving forward.
Thanks, Coach.
Great. Thanks, everyone.